The SEC now has a start date, and it is September 26th. So with all that, we're delighted to welcome the Commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, Greg Sankey, to the program. Commissioner, thank you. Every time I talk to you, you have just gone through a very long day of meetings. We're thankful that you're on, and hope all is well.
Well, it is, and you've described it aptly, that long processes, and we're simply in this very unique experience. And we're ready to start, though, and it's, I think, good to provide some context and a destination that people can look forward to.
And I'm sensing, you know a lot more, I'm sensing this decision came as a result of safety precautions and concerns. Can you explain why September 26th?
Well, a lot, and it begins with we wanted to set a start date, and that's really the point of emphasis, and it follows our return to campus. And over the last 2 weeks of August, we're going to have tens of thousands of people back on our campuses and our locales. We're going to be re-engaging in education. It will be different as we live in this COVID environment, and we need to make sure that happens and happens well. And our athletics programs operate in the context of our universities. Despite what some may write from time to time, that is absolutely our reality. And this decision is a recognition of that reality, wanting to make sure we welcome people back, that whatever learning and change has to happen around our campuses takes place in a great way, and that will allow us to play the football season.
Commissioner, as you wait to September 26th, what are the key data points, the key entry points, however you would like to describe them, that you will be focusing in on aside from the student part of the play?
We've been paying attention to information. I've always been careful as I talk about data, because I never want somebody to say, well, they're looking only at that. It's really a broad array. And a piece of it has been how our student athletes have adapted and our teams have adapted to this environment, and recognition that COVID's not going to go away. And so the ability to support a healthy environment is absolutely the priority. And one of the mantras shared, it was actually on a president's call, was to go slow so we can go fast, so we can ramp up and take time to play. We have looked at, the public health information that really anyone can access in our communities, in our region. And I've been with you before. Generated a bit of a stir on another network show on a Saturday morning that, these trends have not been positive. And we're still listening to our medical task force, who just looked at it and say, hey, if we can slow down, we want to give ourselves a chance to play football. The adjustment to conference only is about, we've been playing college football in this country for 150 consecutive years. We celebrated that last year, well over 85 years of crowning champions in the SEC, and we want to make sure we're able to do that.
The season was scheduled to begin in the SEC, I should say, on September 5th. Would you have been comfortable starting on that date?
Just right now, to say that things were going to be significantly better, there was discomfort for me, discomfort from a number of our programs. Not universal. This is an act of bringing people together, Paul. It's one of those times where your and my friend Mike's Live was great at that, and I'm grateful for those learning experiences, because we've had to come together and make some really difficult decisions. And the reality is, for the last 4 months, we've been in this hard decision-making mode, really, as you referenced as I joined. And I think as we look forward, we can get through kind of what's happening in the public health domain. We need to see improvement. We need people to stay healthy. We need the positive testing rates to go down. We're not going to eliminate COVID, but we can address the public health issues to allow our young people to be educated, and to allow our young student athletes to compete in football and other fall sports is our desire.
Commissioner, I know that the most important thing was getting the start of the season situated, but can you explain the decision to play only conference games, thus eliminating what some others are doing with a +1, a non-conference game?
Yeah, and that's happened so far on one occasion at the Autonomy 5 level. The Big 12 is obviously has their schedule set. I think you just talked to Bob, and probably some other decisions out there. First of all, people have been clamoring for us to increase the number of conference games, so I thought perhaps there'd be great celebration at that reality, right?
There will be.
But it is a recognition that we are in a very different environment, and the importance of a Southeastern Conference championship is primary for us and for my thinking. And a lot of discussion about whether that was the right direction. Ultimately, we've announced that decision. We have great respect for the rivalries that exist across the conference, but we don't know what the fall is going to look like. And having the ability to manage our own schedule, we believe, gives us the best opportunity to play for that championship, to have our division winners, which is our tradition, and then to have a conference championship game a few weeks later than originally planned. We'll provide an open week within the season. That won't be a common open week, so if I get into some of the details, we'll spread that likely over 3 different weeks. And so if you have early disruption, you have to have, if you will, luck, but it has to fit right, or you have to make quick adjustments, or an opportunity on the back end of the schedule to play a game that might be displaced. And that's a recognition of we just don't know. And so we think it's important to plan for that right now rather than to hope for the best in this environment, because we've been disrupted completely, and we want to make sure we're ready for it should it happen for some reason in our season.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.